Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
Smooth, Micah. Very smooth. Professional outfit here. All right, we got plenty of things to talk about this week. So
Some political. All right.
So one for one. All right, everybody got one.
Just speak for yourself. Anyway,
don't worry, we'll point yours out later. Checked out this week. Let's jump right into it. I watched Pain Hustlers. This is the new film on Netflix. This is directed by what's the guy's name? David Yates, who's most famous for a number of Harry Potter movies and the Fantastic Beasts and Where You Find Them series as well. This one is starring Emily Blunt, Chris Evans, Andy Garcia, and Jay Duplass. Look, it's about a woman. It centers around a high school dropout / stripper, played by Emily Blunt, who lands a job at a failing pharmaceutical company in Central Florida, where she soon finds herself at the center of a criminal conspiracy. I thought this was actually, I know it's based on a book, but I actually thought this was based on a relatively true story because it absolutely feels like it, considering that a lot of pharmaceutical companies have plenty of scumbag assholes who work for them. But it's good. This is one of those rare Netflix movies that's not a piece of shit these days. Emily Blunt
because it's not science fiction. That's why.
Yeah, their sci-fi is real bad. But Emily Blunt plays the lead, and Chris Evans is like the guy who basically hires her, right? Like he's drunk in a strip club at her strip club, and he meets her, and he's like, "Hey, like, if you're ever looking for a job as like a salesperson, like, here's my card, whatever." And he doesn't like really take it seriously. I think he kind of wants to sleep with her, but she gets down on her luck for a number of reasons, and her and her daughter. And so she kind of goes to him and she's like, "Hey, is that like offer still available?" And he's like, "You know what? My pharmaceutical company that I work for is kind of tanking. So sure, why not?" And they basically they sell fentanyl. Like it's like a fentanyl drug. And like Andy Garcia is the doctor who kind of comes up with it and everything else. And so the movie spends a lot of time showing her trying to sell it to doctors and then eventually kind of getting over and like becoming quite rich and everything else. And then it all kind of crumbles because it's all very shadily done. It's good. Chris Evans is good in it. Again, that guy's got a lot of charisma, not just as Captain America, but like just on screen in general. As kind of a scumbag in this, he feels like a more Boston version of his character in what's the not the Glass Onion. What was the first one?
Knives Out.
Right. He feels like a more scumbag version of that character, if that's even possible. So yeah, it's good. I highly recommend it. It's got like some good heartfelt moments. It's got no surprising twists and turns. You kind of see where the story is going from the beginning, but it's just a good time. So it's only 120 minutes. It doesn't stay too long or whatever, but it works out. It's got a pretty satisfying ending. Definitely recommend it. So check that out on Netflix. I assume Terrence, you watched The Believer?
Yeah. I'm not watching this shit.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
Didn't think
so I decided to take to watch it because I've heard like no one is actually giving it a good review, honestly. And so I'm like, can it be that bad? Like, really? I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is, but it isn't very good. It's about two girls that they go into the woods and then they find the girls like 3 days later and they're possessed. And from there, they have to figure out what the hell is wrong with the girls. And then, we know what an Exorcist movie is. They exorcise the demons from. But by the end of this movie, and I think I brought this up a couple of weeks ago about what all of the reviewers are saying. They bring like a whole bunch of different religions together to exorcise these demons from these two girls. and it's kind of corny, right? It's directed by the same guy that did the Halloween trilogy, the latest one.
Oh, the new one, yeah.
Yeah, the new one. And if you've seen those, have either of you seen all three of them?
I've seen two out of the three, I believe.
Did you see the second one? Where by the end, like the whole town is like beating the shit out of Michael Myers. It's the same situation. It's like the same premise, right? This guy believes
in like one of us, you mess with all of us.
Exactly. That's the exact same thing.
Michael loves that.
He has a weird thing going with his whole like we have to come together as one to kind of defeat evil type shit, and he does it in this movie, and it's kind of like
message.
Like, exorcism is like specifically Catholicism, right? Yeah. So like, what are you talking about? But okay, like the acting was fine. Like everybody did their part. Like the acting was fine. The story was just kind of weak. I like Leslie Odom Jr. as an actor. I think he's good in everything he's in. The two girls were
is he
excellent.
the lead? Is he like the lead? Like
yeah, he's one of the leads. Oh, it's one black family and one white family. His wife dies in the beginning of the movie. They're in like Haiti or something, and a building collapses or there's a storm or something, and his wife dies while she's pregnant with her daughter. And the daughter the daughter lives, but the wife, unfortunately, she passed away. And then the second family is like a white family, right? These two girls are friends with each other.
Oh yeah. Wow! So even the possessions are is a salt and pepper team up effort.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Like, yo, they're even like diversifying the demons. That's crazy.
They're diversifying the possessions. I'm like, I guess
the demons are checking boxes now. God,
yeah, that's a wild move. That's a wild move. Like I'm not mad at it. It just seems really, really weird. Like it just seems.
The
weird.
Funny thing that kind of saved the movie for me at the end is the black girl survived and the white girl died.
Oh.
But
the Exorcist woke. It made the Exorcist woke.
There's a reason why.
They ruined it.
Because like I'm about like if you don't want to know the ending to this movie, go like a minute. What happened at the end? Like they have them strapped to these chairs, and the demons are like, "You have to save us. Like one of us has to die, right? So you have to choose which one to save." And it's like again, it's all these fucking religions like doing this possession. The father of the white child is like he left the room, and this is when the demon says, "Hey, look, you got to save one of us. We can't both survive." And then the father comes running in. He's like, "I want to save my child," and they kill the black girl. Right? She dies because Leslie Odom Jr. was like, "I'm not trying to kill. I don't want to make that decision."
Right.
But the demons were basically testing them. Right. So the white father, being a selfish white man, he's like, "I want to save my daughter." She dies, and then all of a sudden, some wild shit happens, and the demon was like, "Psych, nigga," and he killed the white girl instead. It's like it doesn't say it's a test, but like obviously. Context clue, they were testing them, and it saves the black girl, and the white girl dies.
Yo. Nothing is better than an Exorcist movie that literally points out like, don't do that. Don't be selfish.
Like it was very funny.
I don't know. This movie did 10 out of 10 for me. That's 10 out of 10. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant.
Does nobody know the parable or the judgment of Solomon?
Right.
Yo, like
right, like it's in the Bible, my nigga. Like.
Yo, all right. Yo,
all these religious people, no one was like, "That's in the book." We got 6 of the books. They're right here. Like, come on, man. Like, don't
funny,
volunteer.
Okay,
cut the
like,
baby
again,
in half.
Really corny. It was like that episode of Seinfeld. Cut the fucking bike in half. It was like, nah, the true owner of the bike wouldn't want the bike to be cut in half. So here you go, crank. You can have it, right?
It's fucking stupid.
But that's what happened, and I was like, you know what? I don't hate it as much as everybody else, and I think that might be why they hate it. The black people.
Yo, that's a funny.
That's hilarious to me.
I like hilarious. At the end they do the Solomon test, and they bring in the fucking like United Colors of Benetton to save the day. That's awesome.
There was like a voodoo priestess. It was a fucking
voodoo priestess.
It was a black woman. I don't know what the fuck. It was maybe like Haitian. It was a Haitian woman. It was a priest, a nurse that was that wanted to be a nun when she was younger, and like a pastor or something like that.
Is this the movie commenting that like no matter what religion you are, we all can come together in times of crisis or whatever?
That's what the ending was. That's what the whole ending was about. The priest died. He got his fucking neck snapped.
Well, I mean, it is an Exorcist movie. Like that's bound to happen, my dude. Bound to happen.
But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. The way everybody was talking about it. Again, it wasn't the greatest. But it was, I think people were just mad because of the whole like coming together shit. Which again, I think it's kind of corny because like again,
it's a Catholicism thing. Like it's a very like legitimately. I mean, I'm sure exorcisms exist in other religions.
Yeah,
maybe they're called something different or whatever. But as the Exorcist series goes, this is a solidly Catholicism situation. Like, just stick to that.
Right.
And it's also terrifying. Right, like I'm not a religious person, but I find religious based horror to be somewhat really terrifying. I'm like, none of this is real to me.
Yeah, that's
like,
why fucking The Exorcist works so fucking well.
It works,
man.
Dude. It works because you're like,
you should. I would never understand that. Yo.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because you've never seen The Exorcist, right?
No, because I believe, and I don't want to see that shit.
Right.
Yo, The Exorcist is kind of horrifying, man.
It is.
It's pretty fucked up.
Like people who are made of way more sterner stuff than me say they are terrified of that movie.
Yo, it's a creepy
that movie
came out
in the 70s.
It came out in 73, 70.
Yeah, but that's when horror movies were great, right? Because they didn't have a lot of CGI. So they just relied on like this really weird thing, which is storytelling, and like that made movies good. They didn't have a lot of fucking extra shit to lean on. So it's like you got to just make like atmosphere and storytelling and acting really good. And that movie, especially, look, it's religious based. There's a kid, and you're like, well, this kid wouldn't pretend that all this is going on. Clearly, this is real. Like that's what part of your fucking dumb lizard brain is telling you. Like, no, this clearly is real. Like a little girl wouldn't act like this. They're like, nah, they literally fucked that little girl's life up and had her act like this, and now we're scared forever. Thanks.
Ellen Burstyn was in there also with her cameo, where she was just phoning it in. She was like, I don't really give a fuck about none of this shit. Just give me some money. Just give me money. Yeah. Because she didn't want to come back to this thing at all from like the first movie. She wasn't in the second. She wasn't in any of them except for this one and the first one.
Can you blame her? I can't.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, it wasn't horrible. Like there are people like, yo, this is the worst. I'm like, it's not. No, I've seen worse this year. Relax. I just think y'all just mad that white girl died.
I mean, I was about to say, like all these critics white men, because that sounds like something they'd be mad at.
Nah, yo, that's one of the best fucking twists I've ever heard. I'm sorry, yo. That's fucking hilarious to me. Yeah, the original Exorcist is fucked up, man. Like you should watch that movie, yo. Like I feel like you should really watch that movie.
Okay. You ever seen The Shining?
Yeah, I've seen The Shining.
Yeah, you can watch The Exorcist. You can watch that.
I like The Shining. I can relate to The Shining, especially now. I can really relate to The Shining.
Just curl on vacation
really,
with your family,
working from home, trying to get something done. Old battle axe over there is plucking my nerves. Little boy plucking my nerves.
Now there's two of them.
Just trying to get this done.
Two kids standing at the end of the hallway, speaking gibberish to you, making you lose your mind. Yeah, sure you can. Nah, you should watch The Exorcist, man. You should watch it.
Yeah, classic horror movies are fucking great, man. I was this month, I was just watching a whole bunch of old school fucking horror movies for fucking October. They're good.
You know, I obviously I've been seeing The Exorcist Believer, but the worst Exorcist movie I saw. And I don't even know that I'd say it's the worst. I didn't think it was very good. What was it? The Exorcism of Emily Rose? Is that it? Like, I didn't think that was very good. Like,
was that the one with what's the name from Dexter? Or is the
yes, it was the sister from The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Yeah, that was okay.
There was another one, the one that had Caleb Landry in it. The Last Exorcism. What the fuck was that one? That was fucking creepy as shit.
Jennifer Carpenter. Oh, Jennifer Carpenter. Is she related to you, Terrence?
Maybe. I do have I do think I may have a white great grandfather, so who knows? But what the hell was that Exorcism movie?
Terrence is related to the sister from Dexter. That's podcast canon. Everyone knows this. Y'all kind of look alike. I can see it.
I don't do that. The Last Exorcism. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. That one is fucked up, man.
I've not seen that. And is that directly in the Exorcism?
No. This is something totally different. This came out in 2010.
I want to see that new one with Russell Crowe. I hear that one's terrible.
That one is hilarious.
Okay, I hear that one
really
is
funny.
Fucking awful.
I don't even think that's
Pope's
awful.
grandfather or some shit. Like,
it's
what was the name of it?
Pope's Exorcist. The Pope's Exorcist or something like that.
Yeah, the Pope's
Exorcist. Yeah, that one's silly.
Yeah,
it's silly as shit. I didn't hate it. It was fine.
Yeah,
it was silly.
I kind of want to see that. All right. Let's move into the first story and topics this week. Micah, take it away.
Apparently, it's the end of an era. The Superman and Lois will conclude with season 4. This comes as producers are planning to clear the deck and make way for the James Gunn era in DC media. Over the last 3 seasons, Superman and Lois redefined both the superhero genre and the family drama as Tyler, Elizabeth, and the entire cast effortlessly portrayed these classic characters with new layers of depth and complex. All right, yo. I mean, I know this is your job. Brad Schwartz, president of entertainment at the CW. But come on, yo. It's a CW show, yo. Like, let's everybody calm down. The decision to conclude the superhero drama comes as Warner Brothers TV is clearing the decks for its DC Comics shows that fall outside of the universe currently being constructed by James Gunn. Greg Berlanti, who launched the CW back into the superhero space with the Arrow universe of shows, laid the foundation for what would become a full slate of shows that helped redefine the CW under former CEO Mark Pedowitz, which is a really, really unfortunate.
I'd be like,
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, Superman and Lois was part of the Berlanti Productions, which included Gotham Knights, Batwoman, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, The Flash, Black Lightning, Stargirl, Titans, and Doom Patrol, and Constantine. So look, this stuff wasn't for me, but this stuff was wildly successful, man. Or at least popular. And it's the end of an era. It's the end of, I think, their like second era, right? I would consider Smallville and stuff like that to be kind of the first era.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I think they got it right.
ERROR. But go ahead.
For the most part, I think they got it. I think they got it right, especially with they were just teen dramas with superheroes in them, right? Like they were Dawson's Creek with superheroes in them. So, but it worked for them.
It did.
So look, if you are sad about this, I'm sad for you. But you had a good run. Now let's see what this new guy can do.
Are you still watching the show? Because I know you did watch.
Yeah, I watched the first episode. And that was
God damn.
I
watched the majority of the first season.
Yeah, I thought you were like,
nah. I saw this. I saw this black dude, and I'm like, oh shit, did they just make Lex Luthor black? And no, it was James Henry Irons or whatever his name is, Steel.
Yeah.
So John Henry Irons, right? Yeah. So yeah, I watched that first episode. It was fine. It's not for me. I don't watch TV, and when I do watch TV, I don't watch this TV. It's my television watching is the bottom of the barrel or prestige television, wrestling or HBO shows. That's it. That's all I watch.
Yeah, fair enough. And this is obviously right up there with bottom of the look, I've not watched a single episode of Superman and Lois. I've only seen clips. I can't really say like good or bad. I know people like it. So
it was fine. Like I said, I watched most of the majority of the first season. Like it was enjoyable, but like I just didn't give a fuck enough to continue. Like it's not because I didn't like it. It's just because, again, like I like to watch like better television than this.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. I think the CW had a really good track record of having like pretty good to great first seasons of their shows where they were like really pushing the envelope and you're like, damn, this is actually like pretty good. And then it's like, oh, start getting close to that finale into season 2. You're like, there it is. There's where Dawson shows up. And then it's like just hanging out, bunch of teenagers just kind of hanging out, or 20-somethings doing the same thing over and over again. It's like,
and then they focused a little more. They focused a little more on the teen drama and a little less on the superheroics, which is fine.
I get it.
But you got to strike a balance for me. And they hooked everybody when they did a decent to good job on costuming, right? And then, like, it felt like all the costumes were just motorcycle jackets and motorcycle leathers. It didn't feel,
They hit you with the 2000 X-Men shit.
Yeah. The bloom was off the rose after that. So, hey, I'm looking forward to this brave new world that DC is about to enter into.
Yeah, let's see. All right.
Why doesn't FX, before we continue, as far as the television network's concerned, do people give FX the credit it deserves?
No, they don't.
No, absolutely not.
Because FX like knocks it out of the park like 9 times out of 10.
And we're gonna talk about the new trailer for Shogun. That
right?
Yeah, I messaged two of these guys today, and I was like, "Yo, I can feel like my inner weeb like growing. Like this is a problem. Like this shit looks super good." And I watched the trailer because I was like, "Oh."
I thought it was
this movie. Right. And then it was like FX. I was like, nigga, this is a series. I was like, all right, like I gotta relax. Like I had like immediately a Pokemon t-shirt on. I was like, I gotta calm down. Like I gotta calm down. Like the weeb in me, like that's been buried long ago, back in my Dragon Ball Z days. Like I had to pull out the club shirt. I was getting hyped. All right. But no, they don't give FX the credit it absolutely deserves. It absolutely deserves.
Wildly like consistent network. It's crazy.
Yeah, it does.
TV's IP fetish is no coincidence. Recognizable titles and stars can guarantee strong initial tune-in of the most modest of marketing, but long-term results are lackluster. Just look at the past decade's worth of revivals. The average lifespan of recent revivals is 3 seasons, while the originals averaged 8-year runs. So here's an article from the Hollywood Reporter that is examining 10 case studies from its revivals wave and what went right and what went horribly wrong. Now, some of the stuff I did not know was revived.
Right.
Case in point, Dallas.
Why?
Dallas
was a wildly popular show, like wild.
Dallas was a juggernaut, man. Who shot JR and all. I get it. Like that was zeitgeist television, yo.
Yeah. Yo, 14 seasons is crazy, yo. And it was like on top
14 seasons is ridiculous.
Yo, it was into the 90s? Into the 90s? That's crazy, dude. Like, that's crazy. Like, wow. Go ahead.
Yeah. What the hell happened to the revival of Dallas?
I didn't know it was.
What channel was it on? Like, what the fuck? Oh, TNT.
TNT.
Okay.
Well, that explains a lot.
I guess.
The fucking NBA season started and they were like, all right, end of this. Knock it off.
Two things here. I did not know that Night Court lasted 9 seasons, and I did not know that Night Court is back and still on, apparently.
Yeah, it just started.
I didn't know that either. When did that start?
I have no idea, but the only thing I know about Night Court is the guy that played Bull just passed away.
Yeah,
Richard Mall.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know about Night Court. But
I'm
John
shocked
Larroquette is in it.
He's the lead.
There's no one left, right?
Yeah, like
It's
everybody.
just him left. Like 1 or 2 people. Everybody else has passed away.
Damn.
Yeah, I used to love Night Court, yo. Like I fucked with Night Court heavy when I was a kid. It's a good show.
Full House and Fuller House. Okay, the original Full House was 8 seasons. That feels about right? Like that feels about right. If it was super popular, and that whole TGIF lineup kind of stayed on a little too long. Mm-hmm. I didn't know I knew the revival happened. I didn't know it was 5 seasons.
Like I feel like didn't it get like 2 spinoffs? I thought it got like 2 spinoffs, but maybe like I don't keep up with the Fuller House fucking bullshit. But they got the meth daughter back. They got the other one back. Like the twins were like, nah, like we good.
They're too rich.
They're rich. They're crazy rich.
Money.
They're like call our sisters.
Yeah, and they look awful. They don't look TV ready. They don't look TV.
They barely look radio ready, my nigga. Like they look like they survive on coffee and cigarettes, and that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah,
they're like but they're big names in fashion apparently. Like they're huge names in fashion.
Here's a very unique case of a series that outlasted the star and namesake of the show. Roseanne originally lasted 9 years. I believe that because Roseanne spoke to a demographic that does not get spoken to a lot. Poor white people.
Yeah.
And that's why that show was wildly popular. I remember it came back. Didn't Dan die in the original one?
She had a dream that Dan died.
Yeah, it was a St. Elsewhere situation. Yeah.
All right, yo, get out of here. I mean, look, I love John Goodman. Right? I love John Goodman, but
one of the greatest living actors by far, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like stand in the courage of your conviction, like if Dan died, Dan died.
No. It was explained that he did not die in the original series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't like retcon it like in this.
Oh, okay. All right.
You can't.
What they did retcon was Roseanne dying.
Yeah, Roseanne ended up fucking dying because she sold Valerie Jarrett a monkey.
Amongst many other things, other things.
She was like, I remember her justification.
The bitch was white. Like
white. No, you didn't.
Calm down.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't think that. You didn't think that.
Oh shit!
Come on, knock it off. Yeah, she took one too many Ambien and blew her whole career the fuck up.
And just became incredibly racist. It's like, all right, Roseanne, you sure? My mother used to love. Well, I think she still watches the.
Everybody liked Roseanne.
She watched every fucking season of Roseanne.
I mean, Roseanne definitely spoke to like poor white people, but it just spoke to poor people in general too. Like it just did. So that was a good show. Roseanne was a great show.
Saved by the Bell when I wake up in the morning and my alarm is something, and I don't think I'll ever make it on time. I used to know the song. Don't get old, folks. Don't get old.
I used to love, you can't tell me people ain't fuck with Saved by the Bell, yo. Come on, yo.
Oh,
of course they did.
Every season.
I'm so excited. I didn't realize. I'm so excited. How you learn about drugs, yo? Jesse was on drugs.
Yeah, she was on fucking. She was on speed.
She was on uppers.
Carlton was that one episode. that one episode of fucking Fresh Prince.
Oh, like stuff like this kind of, but like it was stuff like this that kind of like, because like parents, well, I don't know about y'all parents, but like my parents ain't teach us shit like this. Like we had to learn about shit like this from TV.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, my mom was a nurse, so she was like, yo, don't do that. My mom didn't do the drug talk. My mom did the like, don't get an STD type of shit. Like that was her. I was like, I fucking got it. Like
the drug talk. The drug talk for me was my mother taking us to where she used to live on East 20th Street and said, "You see all these people? It's like these are junkies. You see that red mailbox? That's for used drug needles, right? Like so. You want to be like that? Then don't do drugs." I'm like, all right, hey, got it.
Yeah,
got it.
I think the drug, I don't know if I got the drug talk. I probably did, but like I just didn't want to like inject shit into my veins or smoke. I don't know, like cigarette smoke, any kind of smoke into my body just seems stupid to me.
It's not
so
good
like no. And then like injecting stuff into my body that I just don't. It was just a no-go for me. So I was always like that. So I just didn't do anything.
Like
smoked 2 cigarettes my entire life.
Like this.
That's it.
This is easy for me. Take intravenous drugs. I don't think so. Not for me.
And then they had like niggas on the corner turning into like snakes and shit selling crack. I'm like, I don't need all that.
Yo, that black, everybody
that's a creepy video. See, young
right,
people don't have that.
That's a very, very effective commercial, my nigga.
Yeah, see, young people don't have that shit. Y'all need horror
have that
movies
shit
on
now,
TV,
man.
Horror movies.
Yeah. Yo, I remember that shit, man.
Yeah,
God damn.
Fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Yo, they didn't give a fuck how they taught kids in the 80s and 90s shit. They really didn't. They're like, oh, give them nightmares. Don't worry about it.
I mean, that scared straight shit worked, yo. Like it did. Like, God damn. Saved by the Bell. It only lasted 4 seasons.
Yeah,
I feel like that lasted longer than that.
I guess like the new class and all that other stuff, because they went on to do different like spinoff seasons, but there was always the same characters.
Yeah, the original.
So there had to be more than 4 seasons. Yeah, the original maybe in the 4 seasons, but like I know Saved by the Bell, the new years, the college years.
Yeah,
I remember JC.
I found this snake anti-drug ad. This is 1986. This shit is insane.
I remember episode was JC Slater thought he was Italian or some shit, and like he didn't realize he was Latino. And like his dad had changed his name and he had to learn his roots and shit. I was like, wow, yo. Like they used to tell us shit like that. Now it's like I'm Peppa Pig. Oink oink or whatever bullshit kids watch now. God, don't get old, man.
I watched the first season of the remake of the reboot. It wasn't too bad. Again, like it's kids now, it's contemporary, so like I'm not a kid, so it was a little weird. But it was fine.
These next 2 entries got Jay written all over.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you dare disparage. No, not the first one. Yes, not the second one. I didn't even know that happened. I really didn't know that.
I'm nothing about mad about you.
Yo, look. Let me tell you something about Mad About You. It's a great show. Okay, 8 seasons and a solid run. It's a good show. I love Helen Hunt and I love Paul Reiser. I do. I thought they were great. That show even ended excellent. Like it's good. It's just good TV. It's just good TV.
Nigga. The only thing I know about
I
Mad
remember
About
that.
You
I
is
know
this,
the intro.
Yeah, I love the intro. It's great. It's great. Fuck you guys. That's a good show, man.
But
everything I need to know. everything I need to know about Mad About You comes from a Seinfeld episode where Susan is saying, George, I'm starting it. Mad About You, I'm starting it. And then he's just sitting there sullen while she's just enjoying this show.
I like that show.
And I was like, well, I never need to watch this. Will and Grace is another one. I've never seen one episode of Will and Grace.
I've seen a couple episodes of Will and Grace. I never understood the... I understand the appeal of that show. I don't understand the appeal for 8 seasons. So, but that's just me. It didn't do anything for me.
All right, look, I'm gonna sound weird, okay?
I watched Murphy Brown.
Yeah, weird. Get the fuck out of here.
No,
I know what you're
kind of had.
You didn't watch it.
I kind of had a thing for Candace Bergen.
You had a thing for Candace. I'm not gonna say that.
Yep,
but I did watch Murphy Brown with my mom.
Yeah. No, look. Back in the day, Candace Bergman would. Absolutely. Knock it off.
You know.
Yeah. She was an
independent pregnant. Well, she was like the first like lead actress to get pregnant on a sitcom or something.
Yeah. See, kids,
she got pregnant, and they were like, "No, fuck that. She's pregnant."
Yeah. Look. A lot of young people don't know this. There was a battle between a pregnant woman on TV and the vice president of the United States, my nigga. Like, Dan Quayle was like, this is unacceptable to show a pregnant woman on TV. Keep in mind, Murphy Brown was on between 1988 and 1998. And these niggas were like, no, you can't have a pregnant woman on TV.
It was because she was single or some shit like that?
Yeah. They were like, this is unacceptable. In the 90s. Nah, yo, it's crazy. And then that nigga couldn't spell potato, and they roasted his ass on TV about it. Roasted his ass. Yeah, I remember when they did the revival a couple years ago. That didn't. I was shocked to hear that Candace Bergman was still alive. I didn't know that.
I mean, yeah.
I didn't know that. You know? I'm not trying to be an asshole. I didn't know that.
I've never seen one episode of Sex and the City or And Just Like That. I hear it's a very good show, though.
I have seen all of both of these, and they are very good. And I
imagine this is what
in the revival. Like a lot.
I imagine this show is what Girls is, but like for adults.
No, it's I guess, but like not. Those chicks are insufferable. I don't need to see people pissing on a toilet. Again, it really bothers me. I don't know why. I don't know why that was on that show. It bothers me, and it will forever bother me. Yeah, no, Sex and the City was a good show. And Just Like That, I think is a very good show. I think it has one of the worst first episodes I've ever seen. It was fucking dumb and bad. And then they were like, oh, right, let's maybe write something worth a damn. And it's pretty good. Like, especially, I mean, they're like women in their 50s. So like it's addressing, issues that you would have in like your mid to late 40s into your 50s. Like, cause like Nicole Ari Parker is on there. There's this other black chick, I don't know her name. She's super fine. Yeah, it's good. And it's like women from like sort of their mid 40s up into maybe their late 50s or whatever. So yeah, it's good. It's a very good show. I like it. My wife and I watch it religiously.
I've never seen That's So Raven or Raven's Home. This show is about a psychic. Is she a psychic?
I didn't know that, and I didn't know this was still on. That's crazy. What is happening? She's how? Okay, this is not a thing I knew existed. Are people watching this?
Yeah.
It's been the revival has lasted longer than the original. That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. All right, people fuck me. What's her face? Raven Simone. Good for her.
This is a hell of a list, yo. this is a hell of a list of intellectual property that and the fact that like these things got brought back to life. Has anybody watched? You seem like a big Frasier guy. Have you watched Frasier?
I like the original Frasier. I have not watched the revival like at all. I don't think I care. I don't think I give a shit. Isn't Niles not in it?
Yeah, he's not in it. He's not in it, and the father is like the actor is dead.
Yeah, nah, yo. If you don't have David Hyde Pierce in it, yo, knock it off. He was the best bit of comedy on that show. No thanks. Look, here's a revival I need. And I think black people, if we're being honest with ourselves, I think we all agree we'd like to see it. I think they need a revival of Reba because there's a lot more black people who used to watch that show than people realize. You know, every time that show's brought up, people are like, yeah, everybody watch Reba. She's an independent woman, and she just defending her kids or whatever the fuck the title music was. A lot of people watch that. Bring back Reba, sure. I used to watch it. It was good. That show
the Reba McEntire show?
Yo, a lot. Look, I'm telling you, you watch in the comments, niggas fucked with Reba, yo. They did. A lot of people watched that show. A lot of people did, yo. It was on for like 7 seasons or 6 seasons.
Well, Reba McEntire seems like a decent person, so I can see that.
Yeah.
But
people fucked with Reba.
Like she doesn't seem like a person that would scream, I thought the bitch was white.
Hey, she did. She didn't know. She was on drugs. Sorry, guys. Please don't take my show. Good. I'm glad Roseanne Barr does not have a show anymore. That's great. Disney to buy full control of Hulu in deal with Comcast. I believe they're going to buy the rest of Hulu because I think Disney owns like 60% or something like that. The Bob Iger-led company will have to pay at least $8.61 billion with a B for 33% stake in the streamer, with the deal expected to be closed by 2024. Yeah, this was inevitable. Like after they acquired Fox and they had so much of Hulu anyway. Yeah, so okay, that's fine. Hulu's got a couple of good shows in its bag. Obviously, Only Murders in the Building, Murders in the Building. There's a couple of sort of movies and series that they've done, limited series that have been pretty good. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't know that I want Disney to own all of these things, but I'm not surprised that they're buying it. I don't
care. Like you said, this is just kind of a fact of life, right? Like giant corporations are going to try and amass everything they possibly can. I get it. I don't like the idea of it. And I don't, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. And look, Hulu has 55.2 million subscribers at this point. So that, or excuse me, it will have it is estimated to have 55.2 million subscribers by 2026. So yeah.
I'll get off of your Hulu when my Disney when my Disney Plus is up sometime late next year.
No, you're not.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
No, you're not. Yeah, unless you get Hulu for $1 more, and even that's a stretch for your cheap ass. You ain't paying for it. Like, knock it off. But yeah, we'll see. Look, I don't have a problem having Hulu. It allows me to watch certain like television that I don't otherwise have access to. But I really only use it for their limited series and just a few of their sort of original movies at this point. So.
Yeah, like it's another it's just another avenue for like their prestige television that only they have, right?
Like FX.
Right. And I have FX in my cable package, so I don't even use it for that. Like I literally only watch it for like stuff like Only Murders in the Building, where it's only on Hulu.
Right.
Quite frankly, well, maybe they do. Maybe they do have more like exclusive content like that you can only get there. But I feel like they need more of it.
My guess is once Disney fully acquires it, my guess is they make a bigger push to have some other stuff there as well. But I mean, here's the thing: Hulu works as it is. There's no reason to change anything, like fundamentally about it. Like you just don't. So if you're gonna do that, like that's cool. But I don't need you to like rush out and like, we need to change everything. Like, you don't. You really don't. Like, it's fine. So there you go. Next up, Crisis at Marvel. So this was the big, huge story that came out this week. Crisis at Marvel, Jonathan Majors, backup plans, the Marvels reshoots, reviving original Avengers, and more issues revealed. Look, I got to tell you, when you write articles like this, obviously some people are going to be very skeptical of some of it. I think you should be skeptical in general, but I don't think you should dismiss everything. I think that's kind of putting your head in the sand, so to speak. But there's certain things in this article that I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. And I also think people should remember one major fact before we even get into this. These trades, like Variety, because this is from Variety, trades like, I'm not even talking about like the shit blogs that is just like comics, comic book movie information.clownpenis.com. I'm not talking about those fucking jackasses, right? But I'm talking about like real trades that have, real writers and stuff like Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, Deadline. These are the major ones, right? They are suffering as much to get clicks and to get views as we suffer to find stories and things like that when there are strikes. So they have suffered under these writing strikes and these acting strikes just as much as any other aspect of Hollywood, right? Like we're several rungs down from it, but they are right there because reporting is kind of their thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if not everything in here is the best vetted thing because they need to get stories and they need to get eyes, right? So just keep that in mind. But again, that doesn't mean that everything in here is false or total bullshit either. It starts out this past September, a group of Marvel creators, including studio chief Kevin Feige, assembled in Palm Springs for their annual retreat. And so then it goes into like how they're normally like, a little bit like fucking cocky and everything is like going well because everything has been going really well for Marvel. Obviously, Marvel has been having a number of issues. We had talked about this, I believe, 2 weeks ago. But this kind of gives a little bit more information. At the gathering in Palm Springs, executives discussed backup plans for pivoting away from Kang to perhaps Doctor Doom after the Jonathan Majors thing came out. That's not a particularly shock, frankly. I think you probably should do it anyway. I think it's a smarter move.
Or you can do what you've done before and just recast. Yeah. That's it. It's not that serious. It really is not. Actors come and go. When Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were throwing poop at each other or whatever they were doing, they recast him with Mads Mikkelsen, right? Yeah. Like, you can just recast him and keep going with whatever idea. So, look, I want Doctor Doom as much as the next person, but like, I've waited this long. Don't rush it.
Yeah,
Doom is nobody's afterthought. Doom is nobody's like consolation prize. Okay, so get that straight now.
I love how like fucking super personal that guy. Like
I'm just saying. Like, I'd rather not see him than than him being somebody's fucking second fiddle. Get out of here. Especially the fucking Kang. God, shut up.
Do you think they would have recast Kang if he would have gotten ahead of this whole thing with this whole domestic violence situation? It's been like 6 months. Or maybe a little.
If they would have,
if his lawyer would have terrible,
if they'd have found, if him and his team would have found a way to squash it,
they'd have moved right on that.
Yeah. They'd have moved on because like they're a giant company. They don't give a fuck. Like they don't. Like they care about money. Yep. That's all they care about. They don't give a fuck about Jonathan Majors and if he did it, if he didn't. They care about money and optics in that order.
Yeah. Absolutely right.
I mean, in the court of public opinion, and that's the biggest problem. Like he's this should be over with.
Yeah,
Like if they had all of this evidence that he didn't do it, like I know, yeah, you want to fight it in courts, but like this is your career, dog.
yeah, because they don't have
that was my thing. I'm like, come on, man. You keep saying, oh, it wasn't me. And now I got this. And now this fucking shit came out about some shit in Europe that happened. I'm like, yo, okay. And he hasn't said anything, which I guess is the best thing. Just don't say shit. But
he don't need to say nothing.
I couldn't do it. If it was me and I was falsely accused of that shit, I would lose my fucking mind, man.
Yeah, you're not gonna just have me out
I'd be
there.
like, nah, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, getting destroyed over it. Yeah, I agree.
And saving fucking teenagers from fighting each other. All right, man.
Whoa. Everybody just come. Can we all just come together? Can we just come together and perhaps perform an exorcism on this salt and pepper team right around the corner? Like, okay. Thanks, Jonathan. Relax. So yeah, thinking about pivoting away from Kang to Doctor Doom, I still think easiest recast of all time, Coleman Domingo. Knock it off. Great actor. You could have just like swapped him in and out for Jonathan Majors. Like done, and everyone would have been happy because that guy's great.
Especially because they already have a built-in mechanism for why people might look different. Oh, this is another variant.
It's a multiverse. Yeah, variants and multiverses and whatever the fuck.
Yeah, look.
I want a Denzel Washington Kang.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why not?
Like that's it. That's all I want.
I mean, I think it actually would have been kind of interesting. I mean, I get why they kept Jonathan Majors playing all those roles, but I think it would have been kind of interesting if they just had a bunch of black dudes who sort of looked like him playing like Immortus and Ramatut and Victor Timely, and they're just like, oh, these are all the Kang variants. Like, because you can
the problem is if you get somebody in order to get somebody that looks like Jonathan Majors, you'd have to get a time machine and travel back to 1963.
Just pluck a bunch of actors from the civil rights movement. Oh. You understand what that means. It ain't right, but we all get it. Shit was fucked up, but we all got it. So the Jonathan Majors thing is a big deal. Ant-Man and the Wasp not hitting big numbers and being critically beloved, that also worked to hurt them. One top deal maker said, quote, Marvel is truly fucked with the whole Kang angle. So I don't know that I believe that. Like, I really don't believe that. I think keep Kang around, which I think clearly they're going to. I don't think it's fucked. I don't think so at all. I think that's really
you just recast it. See, I hate stories like this because it feels like I'm coming to the defense of a fucking mega conglomerate, and no. But like they're not fucked. You can literally just recast. Like that's the thing, right? You can literally just recast. This isn't like the Chadwick Boseman thing where the filmmakers wanted to honor the legacy of their friend who died of cancer, right? Like this is like them trying to cut the proverbial cancer out of their universe.
Right. Exactly.
So I don't understand that angle. This article also talks about how like the VFX people are, they formed a union because they were stressed. Like they were put under what is essentially crunch. And look, I'm fine with them forming a union. And you got to give people time to work, because if you don't give people time to work, you get Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And that movie looks half baked. It does not look like I think a movie should look.
Not a movie of that caliber.
Not a movie of that caliber with that much money behind it. Right. They talk about Marvel pumping out a lot of content. Yeah, we said that last week or a couple weeks ago. That was one of the issues that I think they have, is that yes, people were craving this stuff, but they were craving this stuff while you had them on the hook for this, magnum opus of a 2-part finale to 15 years of movies, right? Now people don't know what you're doing. And now you're pumping out a bunch of content. And it's like, all right, well, these aren't the characters that I grew up with. These aren't the characters that I've grown attached to. Like, I get it. You got to introduce new blood, and I don't have a problem with most of the stuff I don't have a problem with the characters they introduced. I have a problem with how they choose to end pretty much every TV show that's not named Loki.
Yeah.
WandaVision was a great show, right? It captured the nerd zeitgeist, and it was great until the ending when it was just a superhero fight.
Yeah.
And look, I know people don't like or people have mixed feelings about Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I really enjoyed that show. It was nice to see the type of character that I like in Sam Wilson's, Falcon becoming Captain America. In a show like that, it was nice to see race being, addressed, like not, and I wouldn't say beaten over the head with it, but like, it was nice to see that stuff. It was great until the end when this nigga comes out in his fucking Captain America pajama jammies and just is like, yo, you need to talk to these people and you need to talk to these people and we need to figure it out. Like, yo, you can't take the John Spartan approach of you need to get a little dirty. You a lot cleaner. Oh, we figure it out along the way. Like, what the fuck, yo? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, the ending to Demolition Man can't be how you end one of these fucking Marvel shows.
I mean, again, this idea of we all need to come together to fight evil seems to be a really lame way to write a story. Just saying.
She-Hulk, I enjoyed what they were doing with She-Hulk. I thought it was good until the fucking end.
You know, that end episode cost $25 million. That's
where
insane.
Was it?
Not up on the screen, yo. Like that CGI when they had her walk out, I was like, this does not look good. Like, I appreciate what they tried to do with the ending for She-Hulk, which was like trying to make a sort of meta commentary on the Marvel universe, and maybe it's like getting repetitive, but then it was like it just didn't stick the landing to me. At all. It just didn't do it.
The
series was a bit of a mess. I will happily admit. I didn't hate it, but it was a bit of a mess.
There's stuff in here about the VX, the visual effects.
Well, there's stuff about
in
Marvels.
Here. I'm not looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to all the commentary and the discourse around the Marvels. I'm really not. Because one, people are going to treat this movie. If this movie doesn't make $1 billion in the first weekend, people are going to, in bad faith, be like, well, it sucks and all that. Like, nah, yo, that's not it. That movie made $1 billion. I didn't think it needed to make $1 billion, but the placement of where that movie was in the timeline had a lot to do with that movie making $1 billion. I hope that movie's going to be good, but it's directed by a woman. It stars 3 women with different shades of skin tone. Oh my God.
And the villain is a woman. Yeah. Like
right.
This is primed up for some pretty fucking shitty fan rhetoric, right? And I put
the articles are already written. The articles are already written and scheduled to be published on the day the embargo goes up, whether you've seen it or not.
Yep.
And next week, I'm not looking forward to that.
The 10th.
Yeah, the 10th.
Oh yeah, you can guarantee on the 10th or the 9th or whatever day the embargo goes. Yeah, it's gonna be. This is the worst movie that Marvel has ever done, guaranteed, or it is the worst movie of 2023. Doesn't matter what the quality is. It doesn't matter. But like they do talk about some stuff that's happening behind the scenes in the Marvels, which is interesting. Like Nia DaCosta, when the movie went to post-production, she left and just went to London to start working on another movie. which is a bit weird. Like
somebody did the same thing. I read somebody did the same thing. It was Steven Spielberg. He was finishing up either Jurassic Park or starting Jurassic Park and finishing us Jurassic Park and starting Schindler's List. But he left one of those and went to another one before it was completely over. So it's not something
as we all know, Schindler's List and Jurassic Park, two of the worst movies that have ever been made. No one thinks either one of those movies is good. So, I mean, people are making out during one of them. Like, they're not even taking it seriously. I saw your son. So, like, again, this article is written in that way, like talking about things that drives me crazy. When you mention things, and because people don't know those things happen in other movies, or it's not that uncommon in the industry, they take it and they extrapolate it out. It's like, this is nothing like this has ever happened. Like, but it has happened before.
Yeah.
Now,
all of a sudden, she doesn't care about the movie that she doesn't care. Like, okay.
It's a Marvel movie.
Do you think actors only have one gig at a time? Like, look at Sam Jackson's output, yo. Like, there's no way that he did everything that he's done one at a consecutively. No, yo. Like, they some of them are privileged enough to have multiple things happen at once, and this could be an example of that. Or maybe I don't know, yo. I don't know.
They said, oh, well, this one, they normally just feel the movies out like to Disney folks and Marvel folks and their families and see if they like the movie, right? They do early screeners before they do like professional screeners. And they said, well, this time they did the rare thing of showing it to fans, or like to a public audience. And they said that it got middling reviews. I mean, look, I hate to tell you this. I really do. Just because fans gave something a middling review doesn't really mean it's middling. Also,
the opposite is true, right?
Like, I don't understand the argument. We only gave it to people who are in-house who love Disney, and they all seem to love the movies. Yeah, that makes sense. That is not really what the fuck are you talking
about? Remember they previewed or they did like a screening of Scott Pilgrim at a Comic-Con, and it blew the doors off the place, right?
Yeah.
And when Scott Pilgrim came out, it didn't exactly become a blockbuster.
Right.
Like you can't.
Who's seeing it. It depends on who sees it.
Right. It depends, though. It depends. I guarantee you, if you gave Ben Shapiro a test screening for Barbie and went off of that, you would think that Barbie is the worst movie in the world.
Right.
Like it's
again,
it's like political polling, yo. Like
it's meaningless.
Like, right.
Or
but like even. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I wasn't blown away by that argument. I'm also not blown away by this little paragraph or this one seemingly run-on sentence. Beyond the bad press for Majors, the brain trust at Marvel is also grappling with the November release of The Marvels, a sequel. Wait, actually, no, I don't think this is the one. Later on, she talks about like they were going to do something in, it might have been AntMan or something like that. But then, it was that they were going to do the beginning of She-Hulk, the She-Hulk series, how it started, where they show how she becomes She-Hulk or whatever, right? Which was silly comic book nonsense. But in the original script, they were just going to start the show out and she was already going to be She-Hulk. And then later in like the 8th episode or the penultimate episode, they were going to do a flashback and show you how she actually becomes She-Hulk, right? And the article's like, it says it's like, this is like so ominous. And it's like, well, the brain trust at Marvel, got to watch it and they decided that it didn't explain enough to the audience and they wanted to see her background in the beginning. So the VFX people had to change it around. But it's a flashback. So just don't show it as a flashback and just put it in the beginning. Like, you're trying to make a thing into a thing that doesn't make any sense. Like, they had to move it around. Yeah, they do that with TV shows and movies all the time. Like all the time, guys. Like that happens literally all the time. Like you're trying to make something sound big and fantastical. Like this is no other company is doing this. No. Like it mentions how like the VX teams were being worked overtime. You know what it doesn't mention? That the VX people all over the industry were complaining about comic book movies and movie companies in general doing this. They also mention DC does this. But you don't mention it, right? Just because you're trying to make it seem like it's an only Disney thing. It's not an only Disney thing. It's like again, take this shit with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt.
Like the article basically is saying, like, it's not rocket science. It's just oversaturation. That's it. Like they're doing too much. They're just doing way too much. Even exactly me, I'm like, I love these movies. I love the fucking Marvel universe that they created. I don't really give a fuck about any of the movies that are coming out in the next 2 years. I don't. And I've seen all 32 movies.
Right. And they literally talk about that. Well, we'll see what happens. And that's what they talk about. And we'll see what happens with X-Men and Fantastic Four. And it's like, yeah, that's what people are waiting on.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. At this point, I'm like, whatever, Kang, I don't care about Loki. I don't care about any of the fucking television shows anymore. I'm just it's like The Rock. Like there's too much of y'all niggas. Take a break. Take a break. Like treat your fucking like VFX teams with respect. I know they do like they outsource the shit, but it's like crunch in the video game industry. Same shit. It's nothing different.
I'm telling you,
it's all the same fucking thing.
Right. 2 movies a year, 1 series. That's it.
Yeah, that's enough.
All
you need. People are going to come back.
Yeah.
Also, like maybe not be so esoteric, right? Like it's fine to be a little esoteric, but like you got to get some stuff in there for the mainstream, Like you got to the fact that they didn't make a beeline to get a Fantastic Four movie or an X-Men anything out once they got those rights back baffles me. I understand you want to, you gotta pick up. Well, guess what? Like plans change. I mean, I hate to sound like Dave Meltzer, but plans change, right? Like the second I got Fantastic Four in my pocket, I'm doing it, and that's not me being like biased, right? Like that is a property that
sure.
No,
it's a property that people know. It's a property that people. Which one you waiting for? Which one you waiting for? The Marvels or Fantastic Four? Which one you waiting for?
Oh, I mean, obviously the Marvels. I don't want to see Doctor Doom. I don't want to rush it. Guys. I don't want to rush it.
Terrence, which one you waiting for?
I like Tiana Paris a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's not a fantastic. You
want to see some dude?
She's fantastic to me.
Yeah.
Touche.
Look, man.
That's actually a line from The Equalizer 3. It's pretty funny. Anyway.
Look, man. The bottom line is to answer the question that the article poses in the beginning: is Marvel in trouble? No, they're not. No. Just like DC's not in trouble, right? Just because DC's not in trouble, right? Like they're a part of a mega corp. They're not going anywhere. They're going through growing pains, just like DC did. Yep. I mean, they came out the womb, and they were colicky. Okay. And now
DC has RSV.
While Zack Snyder was fucking Millie rocking his shit in the goddamn ICU. What the fuck is
That's still one of the dumbest fucking videos of all time.
But like, no, they're not going anywhere. The superhero movie genre is not going away. It's not. It's never going away at this point.
No, it's the westerns of its time.
Yeah, it's never going away. Everyone who is like getting kind of up in arms about it, you'll be back. Guess what? They've been making Marvel movies forever. They've been making DC movies forever. They've been making them. Everyone's favorite Superman is the Superman from 1970s, like the 1900s. Okay, they're not going anywhere, right? They have ebbs and they have peaks and valleys, right? Marvel had a lot of valleys. Remember Captain America in his motorcycle helmet, and it was trash.
Frisbee.
Right. And it was garbage, right? Remember every single Fantastic Four movie? Like, they're garbage, right? They're all bad.
Every single one. Yeah.
Like, they have their ebbs and flows. Remember the latter end of the X-Men franchise? Like, they ebb and flow. So no, they're not going anywhere. There's no need to get all riled up in the comments, but I get it, right? Like,
you just need quality over quantity, man. It's just the corporation as much money as they possibly can get. You need to take it easy, like backpedal for a little bit, write decent scripts, good scripts, because you can do it. Like, and then, just film, like you said, 2 movies, 1 or 2 shows a year.
Nah, you're one series. And look, here's the thing.
What is it? How many episodes?
Right. 10.
Because they do like 5 episodes. Like, what the fuck is this? This is weird,
that's too short, right? Like, give a series a chance to breathe. Give it like 10 episodes. Look, prime example. And this is why I'm not worried about Marvel, because you can literally watch in a sort of in a microcosm, you can literally watch what's happening with Marvel, and you can see the way out of it in Star Wars. Everybody was shitting all over, including us, rightfully so. That last movie trilogy is a goddamn mess. Now look at it. Star Wars took a moment. They took a beat, and they were like, what do we want to do? And they used television as a way to get people back. They did the Mandalorian. Now, I will happily admit the 3rd season, not great, right? But that was sort of like, it's a series. Like, not every season's going to hit. The first 2 seasons of Mandalorian were a huge hit. They did Andor, massive fucking hit. Ahsoka was a massive fucking hit. Like, and now people are back in, and people are like, we're going to do a Star Wars movie now? Like, what we doing? And they're fucking amped for that shit again. And people thought Star Wars was dead. The amount of idiots I see online are like, Disney ruined Star Wars. But by the way, Andor was dope. Mandalorian was dope. I can't wait to see what they do next with Ahsoka. And what company do you think did that shit? Like, the same fucking people you're shitting on. So it's an ebb and flow situation like Mike is talking about. You can come back. You just got to take a beat. You just got to take a beat, figure out what works, what you want to do, build a fucking plan, make it make sense, and then take your time. Marvel got really lucky by rocketing to the top of shit right out the gate, pretty much, right? Like, people are like, oh, this...
Yeah, and that's what people expect.
People are like, oh, shit, Iron Man was amazing. And then their trajectory was just up the whole time, which is why even in the article, they're like, any Marvel movie that makes under $500 million is seen as a failure. That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. Which means they need to crank their budgets down a bit, right? They're talking about that perhaps Blade is going to be a movie under $100 million budget.
Under $100 million, yeah, that's... You could do it.
The original was under $100 million, I'm sure, right? But if you want to make it,
don't need to cost $200 million. They don't. None of these movies need to cost $200 million. That's silly.
And the only ones that need to cost big money are the Avengers movies, right? Because you're paying the salaries of all of these actors and stuff like that. That makes sense. Or like big team up movies, that makes sense. But you can start to pare down and make these movies feel more personal and like, again, like in the 70s, rely on storytelling, heavily on storytelling, and get people really invested. But I will always stand on this. We don't know what the Kang or the multiverse saga is right now. Like, that is the thing that is hurting it the most, is that we are not in the point of the next phase. Like, phase 2 really got running big time, and that's where everyone got really obsessed with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because you could see where the big story was going. Everything is all over the place right now. Nothing has coalesced into like, this is where the story is going. We don't know. So, and look, maybe Loki at the end of the Loki season 2, that's where it's like, this is where it's going. Because that's what they did with the first season.
For context, $164 million is the budget for all 3 Blade movies.
That third one was
not good.
So the three of them made for $417 million.
Yeah, they did quite well
together. So yeah, like they the first one was like $45 million.
Yeah, and it was dope as fuck.
And if you're willing to pump $100 million into a Blade movie, yeah, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah,
I think you'll be fine.
Absolutely. Now, look, just speaking of Blade, and we'll move on off of this. There's talk in this article that there are drafts of the Blade movie where Blade is the 4th character, and that this is a female-led thing, and it's all about life lessons and everything else. I got to tell you, and I'll talk about why that sounds like total bullshit, like from someone who knows, not just my speculation, but it sounds like something you'd read on a blog. That sounds like it's female led and it's a bunch of life lessons and it's like it's woke and everything else. That sounds like something you would read on one of these fucking jackass blogs, right? To rile up people in the comments and be like, they're ruining Blade, even though you've never seen anything like you've never seen a single image of Mahershala Ali in a fucking costume, and you're already talking about how they're ruining it, right? Like that's what it sounds like to me. But this article came out and said that, and a guy who wrote. He was like, I wrote on a number of these Blade drafts. He was like, none of this is true. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? None of this is true. You're just making this shit up. And that's what I'm saying. You have to take this shit with a grain of salt because I don't know how well this stuff is vetted when you desperately need eyes on your content because there are strikes. And you're like, yo, we're Variety and no one's reading our shit. Like,
and this is a fucking long article.
It is. It is. Like, and look, you can go, if you go on Variety and you go on Deadline and you go on Hollywood Reporter, because I do every week to find stories, look at the shit that they got to write about. There's not a lot. There's not a lot. They're using the same method Martin Scorsese does when it's time to bring his movie out. Shit on a Marvel movie so everybody starts talking about you and your movie. And it cranks up the information about it. It does. It does. Oh, they're not talking about my shit? Oh, you know what's crap? Marvel. And people are like, what do you have to say about that? And then they start talking about you. It's the hottest.
The Killers of the Flower Moon has done, what, $80 million so far? 80-something million?
Yeah, good for him.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah. Like, yo, they don't have anything.
That is not good for him. That is not good for him. Because that movie cost $200 million to make.
Oops. It's week 2. So, yeah.
But like,
I'll watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not watching theaters.
No, not in theaters. You heard that they were getting pissed because people were like putting intermissions in the movie.
Yeah, we talked about last week.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Oh yeah, we talked about that last week, right? Yeah. Don't get old, folks. Don't get old.
Yeah, what Marvel is basically what Micah used to do when he took women out on dates. He went up to like high class shit, He took us to fucking Ruth Chris, and now that's what we're expecting every single time we go. And that's just not how shit works.
Yeah.
No.
Like you set a standard that you're not going to be able to keep up with. I mean, you made $30 billion with these movies so far. That's a lot of fucking money.
Right. And now all the Apple head
pay your workers. How about you pay your workers?
like now we're all going to fucking the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, we're mad about it. We're mad about it.
And we're angry. Like, relax.
You know what? You suck. You suck for not taking me to Ruth Chris. How about that? Look, here's how I know Variety don't have shit to talk about. Here's one of their stories. Like they have a more from our brand, right? Like this is what we're talking about. This is featured at the bottom of the page. Comedian Kumail Nanjiani rocked a vintage Rolex watch at a stand-up set in L.A. You got nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing to talk about. Terrifier 3 sets 2024 wide release. Nigga, those movies are so fucking off the radar for 99% of people. That's a major
Terrifier
story
3
on your website.
I think Terrifier 2 went back in the theaters.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild.
they don't have anything to talk about. Like they just don't have anything to talk about, and it's just it's crazy to me. That's how little, that's how much they're suffering right now. It's like we need to talk about something. I think it was the Hollywood Reporter literally had a story that said the debut. This is a new article. The debut episode of the new Loki season didn't do as well as the debut episode of the first Loki season. Bitch, the season's about to end. The fuck are we even talking about? They don't have anything to talk about.
What the hell? Okay.
I read it. I was like, that can't be the right. Maybe it's like this is from like a couple.
The date
weeks ago.
is off.
Nope. No. Yeah, they don't have nothing to talk about because they are suffering for the same fucking reasons as everybody else. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, here you go. Loki's debut lower in streaming rankings. This article came out November 2nd. Today.
That's today.
Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Well, did you know that not as many people watch this show at the height of the MCU as they did right now? Okay. But that was like 7 weeks ago. I know, but we got new information, my nigga. Like, nobody cares, yo. Nobody cares because they don't have anything. So just keep in mind, they will run shit because they are desperate for eyes. That's it. So again, I'm not saying everything that they're writing is bullshit. I'm just saying take it with a grain of salt. Okay, what the fuck brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast. Micah, take it away.
A man was infuriated and left in shambles after realizing he drank urine instead of what he thought was a milkshake that he ordered from Grubhub. Caleb Woods said he
Silver
decided
Spring, Maryland. This is
no, I have the wherewithal to look at my bigot shakes before I eat them, drink them. Caleb Woods said he decided to order fries and a milkshake from Chick-fil-A off of the Grubhub app, but knew something was up when he took a took a sip. Woods said, "I soon discovered that the cup delivered to me from the Grubhub driver was a warm cup of urine. A warm cup."
If it's a milkshake and you grab it and it's warm,
I know, and it's warm. Like,
something's wrong.
Yeah,
also,
so there's a problem, right? That shit don't even.
Like, I know y'all don't. I know y'all don't eat at Chick-fil-A, but here's the thing with Chick-fil-A: the lids that they have on those things are see-through, so you should be able to.
I think this nigga might be lying.
Yeah, he drank piss on purpose.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You know what? This guy's trying to sue Chick-fil-A. He peed in his own
crazy.
cup, yo. Like, nah, you wildin'. You wildin'.
Nah, there ain't no fucking way you accidentally drank piss when you were supposed to be drinking a milkshake. Like, I can see it was like apple juice, nigga. Like, a milkshake and piss are two completely different consistencies. And if it's
a
the
cold
same,
milkshake and warm urine aren't
hospital.
the same thing. Woods said he immediately
hot tea.
Woods said that smelled like asparagus for some reason. Woods said he immediately called the driver back to his house and let him have it on the phone for basically poisoning him with a cup of piss. Footage from Woods' home security camera shows the moment the Grubhub driver returned to the home and he comes face to face with him. Did you confuse the cups? Because, like, dude, this is half full of pee. That wouldn't be the words I would.
What I'm gonna say. If he came back to my house, I'm slamming his face into the concrete.
Yeah,
the
like,
fuck are we
you
talking
peed
about?
in this, yo. It's warm, yo. It's from you, my nigga. Like, this is a hot delivery. Like, nah.
Wood said the driver. Wood said the driver expressed to him what happened and told him that he had 2 styrofoam cups in the car, but got confused with his milkshake with a urine-filled cup. The driver also admitted he clocks long hours and relieves himself in the car because he doesn't really take bathroom breaks. You do take bathroom breaks. You take them in the car.
I don't want your food. I don't want your food. I'm not eating food where you pee. I don't eat food out of the bathroom. I don't even eat food in my bathroom.
But the bizarre storyline gets even better. Woods said he called Grubhub to get his money back, though he wasn't quite given the compensation he desired. I think the order cost like $25 and they refunded like $18, the actual cost of the food.
No. I've lied and gotten my money back on fucking Grubhub. All of it. So,
they didn't refund the delivery fee or the tip that I gave. See,
Nope.
This is why we shouldn't live in a tipping culture. We shouldn't live in a tipping culture. If you want a
Mr.
tip,
Pink.
that's great. If you want a tip, that's great. You don't tip for services that haven't been rendered yet.
Oh, no, services were rendered. Oh, they were very rendered. Extremely.
Nah, yo, I wouldn't be calling Grubhub to get my $25 back. I would be calling Science and Kirk or whomever. I'd be calling Mike Slocum. I'd be calling literally every
Miles.
lawyer,
Yeah,
Stephen L. Miles, to talk about it. Right, and I'd be getting a lot more than $25. Get the fuck out of here. Where'd this happen?
Again,
Where'd this happen?
This feels like a Floridian.
Florida.
No. You see, you gotta realize that when he says I let him have it on the phone, and his version of let him have it is, dude, did you confuse this cups? Because like, dude, it's half full of pee. This is Mormon. This is Mormon country. This is Utah. This is how Mormons let people have it.
No.
Yo.
Let me tell you something.
Do they allow open carry in Utah? Because I might have let the chopper sing. Like you gotta go. Get the fuck out of here.
I gotta tell you, if I drink someone's warm piss or whatever temperature, but if I drink someone's warm piss and thinking it was a milkshake, under the banner of heaven, someone has to die. Like, you knock it off. Like, knock it off. No. I would be fucking furious, yo. I'd be like, oh, you came back? And I would just immediately, the camera video would be me immediately running outside and just beating the shit out of this guy.
We would have to fight.
This person.
We would have to fight purely on principle. Yeah. We would have to fight, and that pee is getting thrown right back in your face. Like I cannot abide this.
I hold you down, pour it in your face like I'm on like Real Housewives of fucking Utah. Like, get out of here.
Or like Oz or some shit like that. Nah, I guess that's insane.
That's yours, nigga. No.
That's unacceptable.
And I can tell.
So he didn't even get his money back.
Not all of it.
Not all of it. The Grubhub refunded him the cost of the food, not the delivery fee and tip.
No, I'm suing Grubhub, yo. I'm suing them. Big money. Maybe you should pay your workers so that they can take a break. Like, that's unacceptable. Oh, I'm gonna fuck that worker up too, like just on principle. But like, I'm also gonna advocate that they should have time to go to the bathroom. Because I'm a liberal person, but like I'm also liberal with.
He's gonna need health insurance because he's gonna have to go to the hospital to fix his broken arm or face because he's gonna need it.
And
that's fucked up, man.
All of this.
It's like, did you give me warm piss? It's like, oh, my bad. I pissed in the cup and gave you the wrong one. Oh, really? Really now?
Oh, sorry, man. I'm working long hours.
That's cool.
Lose my that nigga would die. I think I might go to prison. I'm serious, yo. I think I might go to jail, yo.
I would lose my mind.
Also, he kind of deserves it, yo. He kind of deserves to drink that piss. Because, like, there's no possible way that if all of your senses are working, warm piss cuts it. Nah, yo. No. No. Does COVID affect your sense of touch? Does cold affect your sense of touch? Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Why is this warm?
Nah.
Why is it warm?
Right. Why is it warm? Why does it look yellow? What? Nah.
Well, I mean, in fairness, maybe this guy drank a lot of water. Maybe this is very clear, and he was like, oh.
They did nah. I don't know.
Or maybe
it's still warm.
Maybe worse, he has cloudy piss, which is not good. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you getting
Gross.
beaten up. You're getting beaten up. Like, get out of here. All right, Terrence, you're up.
A man has penis amputated after week-long erection turns out to be a rare sign of cancer. Doctors try to drain the blood from his penis in an attempt to ease the erection. Good Lord. A 63-year-old man was forced to have his entire penis amputated after enduring a week-long erection. The unnamed patient told doctors here his painful erection began randomly and wasn't due to any sexual stimulation.
I don't believe you.
Oh,
I don't believe it. Nah,
Yeah.
somebody's lying. Would you shove up your ass or whatever? Like, knock it off. Something.
I want to say somewhere in like South America, like Brazil or some shit. You know what I mean? Because like I've seen those women before. I get it.
Fair enough.
Something else.
If I had to guess, India. Yeah, this feels unacceptable, but yeah.
It's Indonesia.
Damn, that was close.
Close enough. Any erection that lasts longer than 4 hours is deemed a medical emergency. The condition is known as priapism. A fortnight earlier, the man had visited. So I always find that funny. That's 2 weeks.
Yeah, because like that word has just like doesn't mean what it meant anymore, right? Like it's just the name of a game now.
No, he says a fortnight earlier, the man had visited the hospital with pain just below his ribs and unexplained weight loss. Tests revealed that he was suffering from a form of kidney cancer known as high-grade renal carcinoma. The medics wrote in the urology case reports it happens when abnormal cells start to divide and grow uncontrolled. And gave him a fucking
An erection.
hard one for a week.
How many days are you waiting before you go to the hospital for a rando erection that just won't go down?
2.5 hours.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, yo, days.
Days. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, nah, man. They say after 4 hours is a problem.
I'm not waiting 4 hours. 4 hours for a random erection. It just showed the fuck up and is sticking around? No.
Yeah, that's dangerous. If it's found early, kidney cancer can often be cured, but this may not be possible. If it's diagnosed after it has spread beyond the kidneys. Yeah, he got fucked. Did he survive? Yeah, well, I would hope he, like, you know what? If you cut my... He's 63, he had cancer, and then now he no longer has a penis. Would I want to continue?
Yeah, it's like that soft discussion that we had, right? Like, I mean, like you can either cut your leg off and extract the bone marrow out of your femur, or you could just die, yo. I feel like I'm gonna just die. I feel like I'm gonna just die.
All right, I don't have a dick. I don't have a dick.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, do I just let the cancer rock? Because I don't know, man. I don't.
You know what?
Gotta amputate your penis.
Okay.
I don't. I'm 63. I've lived long enough of life. Fuck it. I'm done.
Okay.
Already, life sucks already.
I'm gonna be a real piece of shit. I'm be a real piece of shit right now. Okay, like, be a real piece of shit right now. A couple of Skeletor thoughts here. How much pain am I in while I have this erection that's going on? Like, could I get my shit off? Like, because I feel like. Okay, don't cut off my dick, but like, give me a couple dollars and drop me off at wherever I need to be and let me just bang it out until I die. Like, I would rather go out big time than I don't think I want to go out like that. Like, don't cut off my dick. Just let me use it until I can't use it no more. Like,
I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, if I'm like one of these, like,
and it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, if I'm if I'm a passport bro Just, drop ship me into fucking Colombia or Brazil, wherever these guys like to pay for prostitutes and pretend like they're cool. Yeah, like just do that. Like you might as well just do that. Like, but if my kidneys hurt and I just got a massive, like, all right, just throw me off a fucking building. Like, what the fuck is the point? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you got to cut my penis off and I got a kidney cancer, yo, it's Dr. Kevorkian at, yo. I'm good though. Like, just
I think you nailed. Yeah, like you're giving me all of the bad things at once. Like, doesn't feel necessary.
Have anybody had a kidney stone?
Thank God. No.
I have not had I've not had the privilege. My father has. Yeah. I've never heard my father scream the scream he scroam when he passed that fucking kidney stone. My father is not a screamer, right? Like that's something we just don't scream, right? But my father has a deep ass voice, and it sounded like the hammer of dawn when he fucking screamed when that fucking thing passed through. I mean, goddamn, I never drink your water. He don't like water. He used to drink a bunch of Arizona iced teas and shit. Like, no. There's a reason why those things cost less than $1 for like a 40 ounce. Don't do it. Don't do it. Drink your water.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I actually drink a lot of water. I do drink a lot of water. Because, like, honestly, I drink a lot of water because, like, I'm afraid of kidney stones. I'm going to keep it 100. Like, I can't imagine. I'm serious. Like, I drink water because, first of all, I'm a little bit healthier. But, like, also, I can't imagine.
Yo, just imagining your dad, like all fucking teeth ass.
Like it's not a sound that you ever think you would ever hear.
That is fucking funny. Oh my God. All right, my story. Just in time for Halloween, company launches world's first coffin-aged wine. English wine brand 19 Crimes, which I have drank many bottles in my day, has created the world's most sinister red wine. Okay, so it's in Britain, by the way. Sorry, I fucked that up. So they took 100 bottles of their wine, put them in little mini coffins, and buried them. Quote, "There's no way I'm trying that wine. There's something sinister about it. It's been rusting amongst the dead 6 feet underground. Ghosts don't have boundaries. They shapeshift, travel through walls and glass, and make their presence known in the strangest of ways. I think 19 Crimes should have kept it buried," says one man who's a fucking moron. Ghosts aren't real.
They are, but like, go ahead.
No, they're not. I already proved to you. I sent that clip. I already proved to you that ghosts aren't real, because if ghosts were real, slaves would come back and they would fuck with white people. That henceforth, ghosts aren't real. So, Paul Mooney was right. There's nothing about this that creeps me out. It's a marketing gag. Hey, we buried this underground. All right. I'll still drink it. I don't give a fuck.
How long was it buried?
I don't give a fuck if it was buried for 10 years. Who gives a fuck? Like, bury that shit.
What if it was buried on an ancient Indian burial ground?
So? Fuck that.
Yeah, I'd have a problem with that.
See? Religious horror fucks you up. Like, you just like, oh shit, that might be real. Nigga, nobody cares. Like, all right. I mean, you shouldn't.
What happens when you bury this wine in like the pet cemetery ground?
Well, that's real, right? Pets are real.
Like, does the shit just become sentient?
Yeah.
And try to like bash you over the head with itself?
Yeah.
With itself.
It murders you.
I drink it. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's just been buried. Who cares?
Yeah, like, who cares? Yeah, there's a bottle of like, it's a bottle of whiskey that they put in barrels and they throw it in the ocean. And they keep it in there for like months on end. I'll try that too. Who gives a fuck? People have found rum, in ships that have sank and then drank it, and it's great. Okay, like
because it's aged.
Yeah, like all right, let's fucking do it. Like that doesn't scare me at all. And I think being scared about this is ridiculous. Ghosts can't get into wine. That's dumb.
I don't
Stop
know.
being.
They might be.
Yeah, stop being
Who knows?
silly. All right, trailers this week. First up, Kevin Hart and Chris Rock's Headliners Only. This is a documentary where Kevin Hart and Chris Rock, they do like they're doing like a 2-for-1, just about them hanging out and everything else. But they are also doing comedy specials at, I guess maybe it's like Madison Square Garden or something like that. I don't know. But I think it's just the documentary, sort of the run up to it. I don't know that they're going to actually show the performance. It'd be dope if they did. I'm hoping for old Kevin Hart. I got to tell you, not yelling all the time, Kevin Hart, because I think old Kevin Hart is really, really fucking good. So I don't know. I haven't enjoyed a Kevin Hart special in quite some time.
I thought the one he did in his house was decent. Was decent enough.
Which one?
Was that the last one?
The one. I think that was one right before the last one. Maybe?
See, I didn't like the one right before. I don't like the one right before where he had like a couch and it looked like he was in his living room or some shit.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what I was talking about. I thought that was fine.
I didn't really care for that one. I liked the one after that, but
Was that the
yeah,
city?
no, it was on
Was that
Peacock.
I haven't seen it.
I thought that was pretty good. I ain't tell y'all because I didn't think y'all kind of like Kevin Hart.
I like his old shit.
I don't mind Kevin. I don't mind Kevin Hart. I like Kevin Hart. I like his storytelling in stand up more than his movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
The last thing I saw him in was that series with Wesley Snipes, where they were brothers, and he had to do his dramatic thing. And I mean, it wasn't bad, but it got real soap opera-y towards the end. But like it took itself very seriously. Like it's not a comedy, and it's loosely and it's like he's playing a character who might as well be named Kevin Smart or whatever, right? Like it's essentially him.
All right.
And it's a commentary on like on what people, kind of criticized him on at the time.
All right.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we'll see. I'm all for stand-up comedy. I still, I know other people don't like to pretend like Chris Rock wasn't the biggest comedian in the world for a while, but okay, I'm still into Chris Rock. It was very weird. God damn it, I'm gonna watch the shit out of this. New FX series Shogun. Look, man, starring Hiroyuki Sanada. Look, everything about teenage me wants to see this. Like just everything. It's a series about feudal Japan. And the fact that we've not had this ever as like an American thing is shocking to me. It looks beautiful. It looks violent, which I'm here for. This looks great. I'm going to ask Terrence what he thinks, and then I'm going to give Micah the space to go fucking ballistic over this because he's a giant fucking weeb. What did you think, Terrence?
Oh, it looks good. I'm not like people would like martial arts and shit like that. We all, as niggas, we do. We enjoy this shit. I'm gonna watch it. It looks great.
It's
visually.
beautifully. I mean, it looks beautiful. I will admit that.
Apparently, this was a miniseries in like 1980. Also,
mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't know it was based on the same.
But
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, this looks good. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, Micah. Throw on your club shirt. Let us know what you think.
I mean, y'all said it, right? Like, this looks really good. It's, too many white people in here for my liking, but
like 3 of them. That's enough.
Awful lot of English speaking being spoken. It's kind of odd. But I get it. No, this looks dope, man. This looks really good. I am surprised, but I'm not surprised that like we don't have more stuff like this, just because of the world we live in, where I'm surprised. Like, if this wasn't coming on FX, if it was coming on a channel that was a little more mainstream, the fact that 2 white people would in it would be cause for like, cultural appropriation, but yeah, man, no, this looks amazing. Like, I'm super excited to see this.
Here's my thing. This is how I know people are full of shit. I've not seen a single fucking white dude go, hey, you know what? This is forced diversity. Why are these guys in it? Yeah, it's not forced diversity when you're in it. A story called fucking Shogun about a bunch of Japanese people. Do they need white people to tell this fucking story? They're speaking English, for fuck's sake. Like you don't need white people in this story at all. Yet it's not forced diversity. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna watch the shit out of this. This comes out in February. It's the original series. Yeah, look. I think it looks wonderful. And I'm here for it. Look, who don't want to see Hiroyuki Sanada in like anything? Like into anything. Like, yeah, that dude's a badass. So good. Maybe it'll be better than Mortal Kombat. Waste of that man's talents. Ridiculous. Next up, The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. This looks hilarious. This is last action hero for this generation, and I'm 100% fine with that. Yeah,
I don't know if it's meta enough for me to call it last action hero of this generation. It looks fun. It also looks like a movie that I can wait to see on Netflix.
Isn't it? Oh yeah, this is in theaters. Yeah,
this is going to be in theaters.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this on streaming, but this looks fun.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah. What the hell is going on? When the first one, I'm like, okay, and then it just got crazier and crazier. I'm like, all right, I see what you're doing, and it looks fun.
Yeah, I feel like Ryan Gosling is leaning into the sort of the comedy stuff he got to do in Barbie, and I think he had a good time with that. And The Nice Guys as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, when am I going to get another Nice Guys movie?
Yo,
that movie was fun, sequel, man.
Yo? I don't know how
that movie was fun.
Him and Russell Crowe were they had perfect buddy cop chemistry. Just absolutely perfect.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I don't think that movie did well in the theater, or financially, which is an absolute shame, because that was a very, very fun movie. Also, that's the 70s. The 70s background for that was perfect. Like the sort of wild porn 70s background was great. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about a movie white men are going to be really angry about. Manodrome.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think they'll be angry about it at all.
Oh, you think they're?
I think they're going to love it. I think this is their Fight Club. This is the new Fight Club for them. Another movie that they didn't get. Right?
They did not.
They just did not understand. You're the butt of this joke, guys. It looks really good. I knew nothing about this. I was like, Manodrome. I thought this was going to be like some sci-fi movie, and then I see Mark Zuckerberg fucking pumping iron, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? What is this?
Is this a joke? What happened to Fleischman? Is he okay?
He looks like he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's really in trouble. Christ.
So Ralphie, a man wrestling with outside forces and the demons within when he meets a mysterious family of men who welcome him as one of their own. As Ralphie struggles to define himself, pressure mounts and a powder keg is lit that will blow a hole in the lives of everyone he touches. Yeah, this is a manosphere movie, guys. This is a manosphere movie. I mean, it's called Manodrome. It's right there. It's right there. Like the text is not sub. It is not even at grade, right? It is up in your face.
Bro, they're not going to get any of this. Yeah, 100% right, yo. They're not.
They're going to see.
Why don't we all brand ourselves? That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Right. This is going to be like Fight Club. This is going to be like Falling Down, right? Like,
it's a movie about an urban hero.
Right. Not a psychopath, right? Like, not a psychopath who's or a sociopath who's losing his mind. No, it's about a white man taking charge finally from wrangling the MCU away from all these get woke, go broke, black, brown, white broads, right? Like,
I mean, you notice he has a conflict with the black dude very early on in the trailer. I'm like, yeah, of course he does.
I mean, he does, right?
Like, of course he does. Yeah.
So I'm very interested.
That guy's a Chad. It's not fair because I'm ugly. Yeah. And the weird incel fucking dude living on his own.
Now, see, this is
so congratulations on that, I guess.
This is a movie where I'm incredibly interested in the discourse.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting. The funny thing is there are certain avenues where you can get real discourse about movies like this, but the general parts of the internet, that ain't it. You're not going to get people who get, God forbid, text, let alone subtext of anything. The fact that people still don't get Fight Club is crazy to me. That's crazy. Also, I hate gay men. Arrgh. You know that was written by a gay dude, right? Oh, no, you didn't know? That's weird. Okay. Don't get it? You don't get the father issues in that movie? No, you don't get it? All right, weird. Okay. Yeah, it's about being tough, guys. Tyler Durden's cool. Yeah, this looks great. I need more of these type of movies. I really do. I need more like examination of what's happening to society right now. And it's really kind of fucking scary. And this type of shit needs to be called out. Because, and hopefully this is in your face enough that certain parts of it you can't miss. But somehow I bet they will.
No, they
Barbie went over people willfully.
Yo, I read some discourse the other day, and I was like, "Yo, that's not what that means. That's not what it means. That's not what it means." Okay. It's like, all right.
They will willfully miss the point. Like subconsciously, they will miss the point. And that's if they're smart, right? And most people aren't.
And they're not. And they're not. Speaking of subtext, the Negro epic of our time is back.
It's a family reunion.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I didn't even know this was coming out.
I knew they were working on it. I didn't know they were this far along. Look, you know, it's easy to make the joke. Oh, that series is an allegory for black people, but like it is though. But it is like it's really obvious, especially in the second movie when they had slaves. Like they had slaves, my nigga. Like they did. Look, I think that this looks very good. It is a very good. It looks like a very good continuation of the Planet of the Apes trilogy that Matt Reeves did. It's cool to see this is obviously Caesar's kid, some years later. And there's like primitive humans and everything else, getting us that much closer to the original film timeline. But yeah, I think this looks good. The way it's shot, the CGI looks good. all that. We'll see if the story is as good as the last couple of Apes movies.
I want to not like this. I want to not like this entire series because, like,
You
I
want to
don't.
not like
Because I want to not like it because I don't want to go. I don't like going into the theater and having a ticket taker look at me and look at my ticket, and then because I'm gonna feel some kind of way. I'm gonna feel some kind of way. Like,
He's
what the fuck you looking at? What the fuck you looking at? I like movies. What the fuck you looking at?
And you're like, no, like, sir, it's in Theater 7. I didn't give you your ticket. I didn't give you my ticket yet. Sir, it's in Theater 7. I didn't give you, sir.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
look,
you got the
I think
monkey
this
movie,
looks.
huh?
I think this looks great.
No, it does.
Look, I got to tell you, I was happy to read in the comments for the trailer of this. People were like, they love the trilogy, the original trilogy, or the reboot trilogy and everything else. And look, I agree with a lot of people in the comments. It's the best reboot trilogy, bar none, in the last 20 years. It's more consistent than Nolan's Batman trilogy. It is. It is. That first movie, I think, is good. But when Matt Reeves took it over in the second and third movie, they were 11 out of 10. Both of them. They were fucking phenomenal movies. So, yeah. So hopefully this can at least reach the standard of the first movie. Because those Matt Reeves movies were, those are tough to, those are going to be tough to get next to. So, Terrence, what are your thoughts on this?
I was just waiting to see the Statue of Liberty somewhere in this trailer, but they didn't show it. It might be in the movie. No, it looks good. It looks good. The only issue I had was the mouth. The mouths don't really match up with the words being spoken, which is a little weird because I felt like they were a little bit better in the last two movies with that.
They spent big.
But then
money.
he didn't talk that much, did he? How much?
No, very little, very little, and that is going to matter in this because there's a lot more speaking. Because they did mostly sign language and shit, if I recall. Yeah. Caesar talked a little bit, but not much.
But I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, this should not be as good as it is. It's Planet of the Apes, yo. It should be the Mark Wahlberg fucking bullshit, right? We should be oh, here comes another dumb Planet of the Apes movie. Instead, we're these are some of the best movies that we've had in the last 20 years. They really are fucking that good. This is crazy. That's a series that's a trilogy I'd like to watch through again before this comes out. But this comes out, I want to say
Memorial
December.
Day.
Is it Memorial Day? Yeah. God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to see it. This shit looks great. All right. That is it for us. We will see you next week. Any parting words before we get out of here?
Invincible starts back tomorrow or today, whenever you're listening to this.
All right. I have to watch Gen V and Loki before I watch Invincible. I haven't watched those this week. All right, guys. We will talk to you guys next time.
See ya.
Take it easy.